Good evening, everyone. Hello, hello.
Hi.
From me, John, and Michelle. Welcome to the Sunday night Satsang with John and Michelle, obviously. And tonight it's just a half-hour session because we've got load shedding scheduled for 8 o'clock. So we'll have to end a little bit earlier tonight, well, half an hour earlier tonight. And tonight, really, the subject is quite important because many people seek their whole lives for happiness. People search for happiness. And so tonight we're going to look at uncovering the secret place where happiness is to be found. So welcome all. Thank you for being here. We love doing our Sunday night satsangs.
We do. And we've been looking forward. We've been travelling all day, but we got back in time, so here we are. And we're looking forward to spending half an hour with you. So thanks for joining us, to those of you who are here.
We've just been on the road trip for the last 10 days looking at retreat spaces around South Africa, and boy, there's some beautiful places. And we're going to announce a couple of retreats, physical live retreats, in the next week. We will announce the dates for those, so we look forward to having you on board with that. And we're also launching a new Journey to Freedom online course. It'll be 1st of October. Yeah, so you can start looking forward to that, those of you who haven't joined us already. So let's start this evening, as we normally do, by centering ourselves into the present moment, the only place that really is. I'm sure you've had a day with lots of events going on, and so let's just withdraw our mind from all other times and all other places and become centered in the now, in the present moment. So we do that by focusing on reality, and the one thing that's always with us in reality is our physical body. So gently shut your eyes and just fully inhabit your physical body. Become aware of this wonderful gift of cells that we have called the body. This body gives us a human experience. It allows us to walk this planet, this beautiful planet, to touch this planet, to see this planet, to have the relationships and the interactions that we have. So let's spend a moment just being grateful for this incredible gift that we have in the human body. And we become aware of the hands and the feet. We become aware of the chair we're sitting on. We become aware of the breath, without which we couldn't have the human experience. We become aware of the faculty of listening. Yes, you can hear my voice, but what else can you hear right now? Become the quiet space that listens, without labeling, without judging. Just listen to everything you can hear right now. Listen to the stillness that underlies all sound. And as you listen to that quietness, you find that you become quiet. You see, stillness is your true nature, your true being. And listening is one of the greatest gifts we have at reconnecting with our true being. Become aware of the breath, this beautiful, wonderful gift, and breathe it in right down to your belly button, blowing your tummy up like a big ball. And then the long, long releasing sigh out. Release it, let it go. Now the deep breath in, right down to your toes this time, drawing the air right the way in, filling your lungs. And then sigh out all that no longer serves you, all the thoughts, the stresses of the day. Just let it go, just let it go. Take another deep breath in, blowing your tummy up like a big, big ball, bigger, and up into your chest, and then a long letting go. Just let go, let go, let go, let go, let go, let go. And now just sit for a moment in the quietness, being aware of your breath, being aware of the miracle of life that breathes you. It is a gift, the gift of life. Become aware of the in-breath, the pause, and the out-breath, and then the other pause, and then the in-breath again. And as you do that, maintain that alert, listening presence. Settling down deeper into your body, back into the present moment. This stillness is such a valuable gift. In this stillness, we find peace, we find intuition, we find love. Now take a deep breath in again, filling your lungs all the way up to the top of your head and down to your feet. And then that long releasing sigh gently out. Let it all go. And when you're ready, open your eyes. And just see how you feel in this moment. How do you feel? How do you feel?
Thanks, John.
A bit more relaxed.
That's nice.
Beautiful. Welcome. Hello to everyone. It's lovely to have this community meeting up every Sunday and sharing our light with each other and also with the world around us.
It's really good to be here with you all. I hope you've had a good weekend, relaxing one, and you're ready for the week. So we've spent the day with Alan Watts. We've been listening to some of his stuff, and it's just been amazing. So we've kind of filled up our tanks a bit, watching some beautiful scenery and listening to some really, really amazing concepts and wisdom.
Those of you who don't know Alan Watts, he's not actually a personal friend of ours.
No,
we had him on. We were driving back from Swellendam, and we had him on the radio, on the tape.
Yeah.
And he was an amazing man. He died, I think, in 1972, was it? 1972.
Yeah.
At the age of 56, 57, and what an amazing man. He, first of all, he had an incredible intellect, but he had a great, deep spiritual wisdom within him. So Alan Watts is someone that we recommend.
Watch
anyway.
He's amazing.
And he spoke briefly on the subject of happiness, and I thought, well, let's share what we heard today, and it makes perfect sense. And for most people, almost all of us, are seeking happiness. And I ask people what they want in life, counseling people, and the first thing that comes to mind is happiness. Well, I say, well, what is happiness? And most people have never really thought about what happiness is. They know they want it, but they've never thought about what it is. And the second question is, well, where is happiness? Well, it's dependent, obviously, on situations and circumstances being a certain way.
Yeah, when I've got enough money, when I've met the love of my life, when I'm living in the place that I want to live, when I'm successful, then I'll be happy. That's the common kind of belief.
That's right. When the crooked politicians are in jail and the
government's running smoothly, lockdown's over,
the potholes
don't
all
wear
filled
masks
in
anymore.
Yeah, that's right. And when chocolate cake doesn't make you fat anymore, then we'll find
eat as much sugar as you like.
That's right. Yeah. So that way of looking at happiness is very much about circumstances being to the liking of your mind. And the problem with that approach is that the circumstances of life are in constant motion. So that type of happiness is very transitory, very changeable. It's like the waves on the ocean, they come and they go. And that type of happiness is very fleeting. And that's not really the type of happiness that most of us look for. We're looking for something a bit more
lasting,
permanent than a brief moment when, all the widgets line up in a straight line.
And it's got an opposite, that kind of happiness, because you're happy because things are going right, and then you're unhappy the next day because things are going wrong.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
So everything's got an opposite. So it has to have an opposite, that kind of happiness. So outward-driven happiness is always going to have its opposite.
Yeah, because happiness at that level, circumstantial happiness, comes from the world of duality. The world of up and the world of down. Every single up has an equal and opposite down in the same moment. You can't have a positive without a negative. You can't have a one-sided magnet. They're both exactly the same. They may be poles apart, but they are exactly the same space and time. So, you know, if we only want mountains, well, you wouldn't know that there was a mountain without a valley, would you? So as to celebrate or acknowledge the existence of the valleys and the mountains at the same time. And if your happiness is dependent upon you being on the top of the mountain, well, that is going to be a very short and illusionary happiness, isn't it?
Well, it has to be. Yeah, but that's what many people base happiness on. I know in my counselling as well. What do you want? I want to be happy. When will you be happy? When I have X, Y, Z, achieved that, done that, got that. And then, what happens then that you've got that? Then you've reached the top of the mountain, then what? You can't stay on the top of the mountain forever. So there's going to be a drop. There's going to be I know in surfing terms, you ride the crest of the wave and then there's a trough where you're waiting for another wave. There has to be that so that another wave can build. But you can't be riding the wave all the time. It's not possible. And cyclically, it's not possible. And we cyclic. We're in connection with the cycles of the universe, of the planets. So it's always going to come around. It's interesting because when I speak to people about their charts and they're going through a difficult transit or something, most people will say, when's it going to be over? And it's never really over because there's always something else. There's always another cycle. But we're always looking for when it's going to be over, when it's going to be better, when I'm going to be happy again, because I'm not happy now. So it's always going to the future for something that you want.
Yeah, so that happiness is based on two things. It's based, first of all, on duality. So, you don't have a one-sided coin. On the one side of the coin, you have happiness. And exactly in that same space, you have unhappiness on the other side of the coin. And that's the contrast. And the other thing that's that aligns with that type of circumstantial happiness is something called time. Because that's based in time. It's based in time. It's not now, so it's obviously got to be in time in the future somewhere. And that is illusionary. Now, there is another place to find happiness. There is another way, another perspective, another paradigm of seeing the world and seeing yourself, that where you can find something that's a bit more eternal than the transitory happiness that most of us have experienced in brief moments in our life journey. And that is the present moment. So just think back on your lives when you've experienced, a certain happiness. Where were you then? Now the mind goes, let me look at my circumstances. I was in that place. I was on Bali, lying on my hammock, and I'd just been bought a tequila or whatever it was, colada. No. I'm not talking about circumstance. I'm saying, where were you? And if you're really honest about it, you were present. You were fully present in that moment. And that's where you experienced something miraculous, something beautiful, something wonderful. Now that present moment is still here right now. Yes, your circumstances changed, your body's probably changed, but that present moment is still here. It is still the present moment. So the secret place to find happiness is not in time. It's not in yesterday in memory or in tomorrow in anticipation. It's in this moment here. Now the more we can live in actuality rather than the projection of reality, the more we can find something that's eternal, something that never leaves us. The mind, is a strange thing, because the mind wants newness, doesn't it? It always wants novelty, it wants newness. But at the same time, it fears change. So now you have a problem, because it wants newness, but it fears newness. And so how can you be happy when the mind is running your life? You can't be, because, there's a bit of a conflict there. And the truth is that when you're in the present moment, you are open to change. And happiness then, in that moment, isn't dependent on things staying the same. When things stay the same, the mind gets bored. If you're sitting on that hammock and, and where forevermore, you'd be bored after a day or two, after a month or two. You would be. So where happiness really lies in truth is in the present present moment. Now, the present moment isn't a time, it isn't a place. It is an awareness of what is actually happening now in this moment. So happiness is a space into which the circumstances of your life arise and the circumstances of your life leave. But that space is eternal. It's always here. So situations come into your awareness and they leave your awareness. It's the same way that the light at the back of the cinema is static. It never moves. The film comes in front of the light, projecting a story on the wall, which are shadows. But the light is eternally present. Now, when you start to anchor your awareness in reality, which is always the present moment, you then start to witness the circumstances of life passing through the present moment without having to hold on to them, without having to push them away, without having to judge them. And when you release the need for things to be other than what they are, you can then find happiness. You see, unhappiness comes from always trying to manipulate situations, circumstances, people and events to meet your needs.
Well, being unsatisfied, dissatisfied with what is. That's where unhappiness stems from. Because when you think about it, happiness is a choice. It's a choice of actually bringing yourself into this moment and appreciating, for me, what you have in this moment. Alan Watts, the guy that we've been listening to all day, his one quote was, "The meaning of happiness consists of 3 elements: freedom, gratitude, and a sense of wonder." And I believe that most certainly gratitude is achievable in any moment, as is a sense of wonder. If you just look at the sense of wonder of your breath coming in through your mouth, through your nose, every single minute of every single day, that is like a miraculous event that's happening all the time. And a sense of wonder just looking at your surroundings.
Just looking, the act
seeing.
of vision, of seeing. I mean, it is absolutely miraculous.
Choice, isn't it?
You know, if you look at an adult child walks into a new room and its face lights up with all the newness that it's seeing. An adult walks into the room and doesn't even see the room anymore. It sees a story in its head. In fact, it's not even in the room. The adult is in, what happened yesterday or what's going to happen tomorrow. It's not actually in the miraculous present moment. And happiness is to be found like a child walking into a room, absolutely present with the newness of just this experience. Yes, you go down to breakfast tomorrow morning and you've been married for 25 years and you look opposite you in the breakfast table and there's that other face looking back at you that you've been married to for so long. And you don't even see what's there in the moment. You don't even appreciate their uniqueness on this fresh new morning. What you're seeing is a story in your head. You probably haven't seen your partner for the last 24 years. You probably saw them for the first year, and then the others you started having a relationship with a story in your head. And so what I would suggest, if happiness is really what you want, a couple of things that we need to take into account. First of all, to stop seeking it. Because the very act of looking for happiness means that you're in time. That you are looking to time to bring you happiness. And time can't bring you anything but a fleeting glimpse of happiness. So if you're not in time, where are you? You're in the present moment. And then the other thing is to start, as Michelle said, start appreciating the present moment. What is occurring in the present moment? Appreciation leads to love. The three A's of love come through allowing, accepting, and appreciation. And when you're in love with this moment, that's when you find your happiness. Because surely happiness has to include love, does it not?
Yeah, it has to.
So first of all, don't seek happiness, because the very act of seeking happiness is a denial of the present moment. You're saying, I'm not happy now. And if you're not happy now, what are you planting seeds of? What are going to grow in your future experiences? More unhappiness. Yeah. It's to realize that whatever you sow, you have to reap. And if you're busy sowing resentment and resistance and dissatisfaction, well, that's what you're going to experience in the future. When you start sowing seeds of happiness, of gratitude, as Michelle said, of appreciation in the present moment, that grows. That becomes your future experience, the future world that you're going to be living in. And it starts, not tomorrow. There was a pub that said free beers tomorrow. You know, so I rushed back tomorrow and I said, but there's free beers. No, tomorrow. Didn't you read the sign? It says tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes. So stop looking tomorrow for happiness. Start finding it in the depth of life rather than the story of life. Happiness is to be found in presence, in appreciation of presence, not in seeking it in some other set of situations, circumstances, people, relationships, whatever.
And that is a choice, because we have the choice to bring ourselves into that moment and to see exactly what's in front of us, to appreciate exactly what's in front of us. And there will always be something to appreciate. Always.
There always is.
That is the root to it, because that just automatically brings you into presence. And then for me, that is happiness, because it is that sense of wonder. You know, when you can look at something, you can look at a flower and just completely have a total and utter awe of that flower.
Yeah.
That's complete presence. And I would call that happiness.
Yeah.
Because that's lasting, that can be accessed at any time. You're not then galloping to the next thing and hoping that the next thing is going to make us happy.
The one thing that separates us from being comfortable in the now is this thing called desire. Always desiring something in the future that separates us from this wonderful gift called presence, because the present moment is a gift. So, I mean, what you can do when as soon as we finish the satsang is go into a room that you're very familiar with, maybe your bathroom or your bedroom, and just look around. Look around with brand new eyes and realize the magnificence of just what is occurring in your awareness in this moment.
Because the problem is, as we're running to the next thing, we're missing it.
Yeah.
We are missing those beautiful things. That beautiful moment that somebody looks at you in a loving way, or hands you a flower, you know, or makes you a cup of tea.
Yeah, that happened to Michelle
To me
yesterday.
yesterday.
We were in a market in Sedgefield, and this little boy comes with his dad, and he picks his flower through the fence, and then comes up to Michelle and gives her this beautiful little flower.
Purple
you know,
flower. I just started weeping.
It was so
but
beautiful.
It was so lovely.
And it was a beautiful flower.
Yeah.
And then the day before, the little boy came up to you. Well, we just got out to look at the sea there, and this little boy, and he must have been cerebral palsy, I think, and he ran up to Michelle. Down syndrome. Yeah, Down syndrome, sorry. And he grabbed your finger, didn't he?
He grabbed my finger and he wouldn't let go, and then he wanted to put himself into my arms, and his father had to actually put him in the car. But he was so sweet. So it was two in a row.
Yeah, and you can find happiness in those situations and circumstances.
Incredible interactions with little souls that were so loving. Just total love pouring out of them because they were present. And he had neither of them had any of the conditioning to say, I shouldn't do this.
Yeah.
You know, I shouldn't go and give this lady a flower, or I shouldn't grab her hand and want to get her to hug me. So they were just completely in the moment. They just did what they needed to do in that moment. Yeah. So it was
life
beautiful.
has so much to offer us if we are willing to dissolve the barriers of love that we hold within us. And the barrier of love is really fear, separation. Fear stands for false evidence appearing real, and that is a separation from life. It's a separation from love. It's a separation from presence. And as we dissolve that separation, boy, life is joyous. It really, really is. So happiness is to be found nowhere other than in this moment right now.
Seems too simple, but it's true.
It is true, yeah. Circumstances sometimes can be very challenging, but underneath that there's still something to be appreciative of. So tonight, as we said, unfortunately we got load shedding in about 5 minutes' time, so we're cutting it short tonight. I'm going to ask Michelle just to give us a little bit of a taste of what being present is all about. And then we're going to draw quickly an affirmation card for the week ahead from the lovely pack that we have here. Can we do that?
Yes. Okay, thanks everybody. And let's just have a closing meditation. So just take a lovely deep breath in and a relaxing, releasing breath out. And another beautiful, deep breath in, just filling your lungs with gratitude that you have this breath. And then bring that breath all through your body. Let that breath just move all the way through your body. And as you take your next breath in, smell the smells that you can smell in this moment. And allow the gratitude for that sense, for the sense of smell, fill you up. And now hear the sounds that you can hear in the room. Feel the gratitude for the fact that you can hear those sounds, whatever those sounds are, right in this moment. Connect with what you can see. You can open your eyes a little bit, or you can see what's behind your eyes. And allow that gratitude to fill your heart for the sense of sight. And touch. Rub your fingers together. You might stroke your hand. These hands that enable you to do so much. To give and receive love. Put that into your gratitude tank. See if you can connect with where you feel gratitude in your body. And allow that gratitude to grow and get bigger. And infuse that gratitude with beautiful golden light. Wherever that is in your body, infuse it with golden light. Feed it with golden light. Make it golden sparkles of light. And let those golden sparkles just invigorate your whole body. Let them move through you to every single part of your body. Clearing away any dark spaces, just lighting it up in this moment. Now allow that beautiful golden light to really permeate the middle of your heart and shine that out. Shine that sense of gratitude, maybe a sense of joy, maybe a sense of happiness. Shine that out to somebody that you love in your life, somebody that you're close to. And now shine it out to somebody who you might be having a little bit of a misunderstanding, or somebody that might not be that easy. Could be a government member. Shine it out to them. Shine it out to your community, to the world's leaders, to those people who are suffering. And I imagine that golden lights circumferencing the world, just moving around our planet like a beautiful circle of golden light. Igniting it, shining it out. And then see if you can feel that light coming back to you. Into your heart. And then a beautiful deep breath in. And a release breath out. And one more deep breath in and out. And you can open your eyes when you're ready.
Thank you, that was beautiful.
Short and sweet.
Lovely, yeah, lovely, lovely. So before we lose signal here with the load shedding, let's just choose an affirmation card. I'm going to choose a blue one. a blue one. Here we are. I allow what is to be. This is love. I allow what is to be. This is love. It's beautiful. So that's the affirmation for the week. And I'm going to photograph it and put it up on this Facebook page. And also for those who've joined our WhatsApp group, I'm going to put it on the WhatsApp group. You're all welcome to join our WhatsApp group. You just go to journeysofawakening.com, journeysofawakening.com, and on the homepage there's a little link to join our WhatsApp group. So join us, and I'll put this up as well. Thank you very much. Sorry it's a bit of a short evening tonight, but short but sweet. Thank you, Michelle.
Have a happy week.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
Bless
you all.
Lots
Bless
of
you
love.
all. Lots of love. Nighty night.